got my microphone down in its little shelf. What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning, everyone in stream. How's it going? We've got, I don't know, exciting and unexpected news today. There's a Tau Codex. Surprise, here it is. Everyone was speculating about it, and now we have the entire thing gifted us by the vagaries of the universe. The internet has provided, and let's dive in. John Marshall, thank you for the sharing the link around. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I like literally woke up just a little while ago, so I have not had a chance to read through this. So we are doing this sight unseen. I am interested to see if any of the data sheets changed. I think what I will do is pull open a nice copy. Actually, what I'll do is I'll pull open my index. Here we go. Which I am having trouble locating in my folder. What the heck, index? I'll just get it on the website. All right. I think for the most part, we are looking the same for the characters. Obviously, Farsight gets leader on all the Crisis Battlesuit teams now, which makes sense. But his abilities look like they are the same, so that's exciting. Basically, I think we're just going to identify differences in the data sheets quickly, and then move on to talking about the detachments, which is more interesting. I guess he lost... Oh, so he gained Rights of Battle, but he lost his full hit and wound reroll in melee. That's certainly a side grade. Losing his once per game, I guess. So the weird thing about Farsight's previous profile is that his melee attack was not very good, right? It's like strength 10 AP 2-3 damage. That's fine, you know? It's perfectly serviceable. You're no Marnius Calgar, but we're getting there. But only 4 attacks sucks for a melee character. So full hit and wound rerolls was fine, but you kind of wished you had it on like a bigger profile, and he just lost that entirely. But he gets a more powerful army support effect, which I guess is pretty good. It's kind of nice. Discord servers have been blowing up on it. Yeah. Shocker. Enforcer Commander. It's kind of the same. He is equipped with a burst cannon, can replace his burst cannon, take 2 drones, and take 3 of the following with duplicates, except for duplicates of Cyclics. Whoa! No more quad Cyclics on commanders? That's a big deal. I guess it's good that they note he can't take multiple shield generators. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wow, okay. Cyclics and AFPs. I don't know if you ever care about the AFP, to be fair. Strength 3. Okay. It's indirect fire. Okay, that's fine. Conjure Fireblade looks to be the same. Ethereal looks to be the same. I'm sure someone will call me out if I am missing a key change here that I'm not specifying. I mean, it super sucks to lose those duplicate weapons on the commanders, but also it sort of makes sense, right? Like they only have one in the kit. Definitely future-proofs the Codex a little bit more. You're not forcing new players to buy a bunch of the identical garbage.
Show me the crisis suit Suga Booga.
Oh, we'll get to crisis suits. Inky, can you not tear up my tablecloth, please? Thank you. If you watched my video this morning, I haven't put all of my table away from when I recorded that, and Inky is kind of excited that she has like a big space to roll around on right now, which is nice for her, but she's tearing up my tablecloth, which is great. Dark Strider looks to be the same. The Strike Team suppresses enemies. Is that what they used to do? I've never seen a Strike Team on the table. I think in 10th edition. So, no. No, they used to fire Overwatch on 4s, which sucks because you would always fire Overwatch as something else. No, this is actually good. Hold up, that's a good ability. Suppression. Oh, but it's infantry only. What the fuck, Strike Team? Come on. Suppress big stuff. Suppress big stuff or do nothing. All right, so that's probably a side grade. I guess, I mean, that ability is like meaningful. But it just feels sad, I guess. Breacher teams stayed at 3+ ballistic skill. Let's fucking go. Still get rerolls on enemies, on objectives. Yeah, Breacher teams are the same. Still gonna be quite strong. All right, here's Crisis Suits, chat. Let's jump in. Crisis isn't dead against... unless the points are horrible. Yeah, we'll see. So this is the Sunforge guys. So 2 fusion blasters, so 2 shots, full hit, full wound and damage rolls against monsters, like we saw. Otherwise, normal. But they have. Oh, they just have an invulnerable save baked in. They assume that you take a shield generator. Well, that's good, I guess. So you're not. You sort of are. You're like losing 1 support slot, right? Oh no, they had 3 hardpoint slots anyway, right? So you're basically just assuming you're taking 2 fusions and a invulnerable save, and then you get a little bonus to the fusion blasters. Specifically for the fusion team, I guess it's an upgrade, but obviously we lost the cyclic team, so it is what it is. Inky's just so upset right now. She's mad that I'm talking about Tau and not her. Fire knife battle suits. Hi, kitty cat. So they have a missile pod and plasma rifle. They can switch to taking duplicates. And they can still take shield drones. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, reroll hit roll of 1. If it targets a unit at its starting strength, full rerolls instead. But you have Tetras. We don't need hit rerolls, G-Dub. We need wound rerolls. And you ignore modifiers to hit. Oh, with weapon support systems. Oh, but they have weapon support systems. Okay. A little bit less relevant because we're getting full rerolls, but I wish it was. If it was modifiers to characteristics or to rolls, that would be nice. This one definitely less exciting than the fusion team. I mean, like, it saves you the Tetra activation, I guess. Oh, I guess you can. Well, let's see what stealth suits do. Having rerolls baked in means that you have more guiding activations with the other stuff, so you can guide with stealth suits and you don't feel like you're losing efficiency. So maybe that's fine, but it definitely doesn't feel quite as exciting as the fusion team. Starth Scythe suits. +1 AP against non-monsters and vehicles. They have a burst cannon and Tau Flamer and can duplicate one of them. Is there a universe where you take like gun drones on these guys? I guess all of them can take gun drones. Hold up. All their abilities work on gun drone attacks, right? So like, you could potentially be getting the fire knife suits with like a bunch of the gun drone profiles. What is the gun drone profile, by the way? Where are those? Page 77. All right, that's probably important to look up. Let's see if they changed. I don't have page numbers. Shit. All right. Oh no, I minimized it. What have I done? In order to not just annoy people. Also, it looks like my audio is a little bit loud. I'm gonna turn my audio down a little bit, chat. In order to not give people nausea, I'm gonna scroll through the document, but I'm not gonna show it to you because then I think you'll probably faint. All right, here we go. Here's the drone page. We found the drone page. Guardian drones are -1 to 200 range attacks. That's the same. Gun drones have a twin-linked strength 5 gun. Okay, so that doesn't really work with the. Yeah, they're already twin-linked, I guess. That doesn't really work with the fusion team because they already get wounded rolls anyway. So who cares? Marker lights can marker light and do it even if they advance. And missile drones have a missile pod. Shield drones give +1. Okay, so they like basically didn't change at all. All right, well, fair enough. So I don't know, maybe that's something because you can get another 4 twin-linked shots out of each guy, and with full hit rerolls off the Sunforge suits, or no, the Fire Knife suits, or +1 AP off the Starlight suits, that might be something. Although I think you die really quickly, so like, maybe it's not as good. I don't know. If they're cheap, you know, if they're cheap and you just throw them at people, that's not too bad. But also, 2 flamers with +1 AP, there's something there. Alright, stealth battle suits. Reroll hit and wound rolls of 1. That's new, right? They used to only reroll wound rolls of 1? Straight buff. Let's go. Well, that's nice. Yeah, it used to be only reroll 1s. Wow, okay, or wound rolls of 1. That's solid. Alright, well, seems good, I guess. Cool. Good job, team. We did it. Ghost keels. Oh, no duplicate drones? Oh, did I totally skip that? Oh, cannot take duplicates. You're right, chat. That's just like kind of confusing. Duplicate drones felt pretty natural, but I guess they only include like 1 of each in the kit, right? So if you want to use the actual marker, that's a little annoying. Yeah, so they're capped at 5 wounds, which, to be fair, the difference between 5 and 6 wounds, I think, in a like a vehicle model is not huge, but it is relevant because 2 and 3 damage still takes 3 conversions to kill you. 4 damage still takes 3. It's literally against 1 damage weapons or random damage weapons that the extra wound would matter. So it's not like the end of the world, and you get to take a gun drawn too, but. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely doesn't feel quite as exciting. Ghost Keel Battlesuit. Did they get the... They're the same, it looks like. TA, 12 wounds, 2+ save. Stealth, lone operative, twice for battle, change damage characteristic to 0. That is after allocation, not after saves, but that's how it used to work, so it's the same. I love that they have stealth and then the smoke keyword. Like, why? Like, I guess I could be in cover for a CP, sure. But that's a little silly. And their weapons did not change, it looks like. I don't think I'm seeing any differences. Good job, Ghost Keel. Just keep on keeping on, my guy. You're doing great. All right, here's the new Kroot, guys, though. That's exciting. Oh, the background music is a little loud. I can turn that down. Thank you for the call out. There you go. But the background music is partially for me to keep my sanity too, chat. Just like sitting in a room talking to myself. It definitely helps me a little bit, you know? Stay grounded. Literally the only unit that can't take duplicate regular drones. Is that the case? Can the other dudes, the characters, not take duplicates? That's super weird. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the characters can literally just take duplicates. It says so right there. That's very confusing. There's like an apostrophe T on the different data sheets to differentiate them. Can and can't. Like, come on. That's so weird. Like, what a strange decision. I don't know. Like, was it broken that you could take 2 shield generators on a crisis battlesuit? I don't think so. I guess it's okay, but yeah, maybe they're cheaper. Although, like, they're getting like twin length attacks baked in now. I don't know. It's something for sure. All right, we're talking about Kroot now. So Trail Shapers are leader characters. They have stealth. Do carnivores have stealth now? Once per turn, enemy unit ends a normal advance move or advance or fall back within 9. You get to make a normal move of D6. So they get a reactive move, a scuttle, as it were. And after both players have deployed their armies and determined who has the first turn, you can redeploy this model's unit and one other friendly Kroot unit. Oh, sick. And they also have Scout? Holy shit. Okay. And Infiltrator? What? Kroot Trail Shaper. Calm down. His stats suck and he's a character, so he probably gets assassinated, but 2 redeploys with a Scout infiltrating unit? It's not bad, actually. Once per battle round, 1 unit from your army with this ability could be targeted with stratagem for 0. Okay, so he's got a rights battle. And you can unbattle shock people, which is kind of whatever. He's an anti-infantry 3/2 damage weapon. Okay. That's something. And then he can also have a 2 damage melee attack. Yeah, so he loses his 2 damage gun to take a 2 damage melee attack. But honestly, like, these profiles, man. I don't know what it is about Kroot being like, oh, they're field crafty and good at ambushing, but then when they get there, their profiles are just like dog shit. And that's always been how it's been. I don't really understand it. Give me a Kroot Shaper that's good at fighting. Why don't we have like a big bulky dude who has like a, an actual AP value on his melee attacks? Flesh Shaper has a twin length melee attack, but it's only 1 damage. He gives sustained 1 and a feel no pain. If you kill somebody, you get a 5+ feel no pain. Alright. Yeah, these are not that exciting. Hopefully they're costed like the 9th edition Shapers, where they were like 20 points. And you just like throw them around. You'd be like, I'm gonna give up Assassination because I'm taking 1,000,000 commanders anyway. So here's 1,000 Kroot characters. I don't care. Kroot Lone Spear. So this is a lone operative mounted with a 12-inch movement. We're already kind of off to the races with this dude. Lone operative immediately. We're looking better. Plus he has a D6 blast, strength 10, AP 2, 2 damage. Or a 1-shot 3 damage precision. The D6 blast, I guess, is okay. But it's only range 18 and he hits on 4s. Why? Each time he makes a melee attack that hits, Kroot can reroll hit rolls against that. That's cool. And your shooting phase, if he's not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, after he is shot, he makes his move up to 6 inches. If he does, he's not eligible to declare a charge. All right, this guy's unironically really sick, I think. If the price is right, he's like what a Sidonian Scatterus wished he could be, right? Where he's got like a 36-inch range gun. It's not that great, but he just shoots and scoots, and he's lone operative. So he'll just like sit in the back and screen, but like still put in work and move really fast if he ever needs to. Oh, he could also advance, shoot his blast javelin, and then move again. So... and he has... I guess his weapon profiles aren't that great, but he has potentially 7 melee attacks, which is something. It's not good, but it's something. The weird part is that he's a character, I think. If this guy wasn't a character, I think he would be insane. But being a character means that he gives up assassination. So if you take a bunch of them, you're like your opponent's like, I guess I'll take assassinate. Oh, sure. I'll kill all your utility units and I'll get points for them. That seems pretty good. Kroot always had stealth? Did they actually? Hold up, really? Has it been that long since I played against the Kroot? Shit, chat, you're right. That's insane. How have I never noticed that? I definitely have killed Kroot before, and I think my opponent did not realize. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Yeah, no, Kroot has stealth. You got me there. Yep, that's true. Long Strike's probably gone? Yeah, I do not see him. Or, yeah, we went through the characters, I didn't see him. Which is a little bit sad. He's still on the web store, right? Oops. Going to Warhammer community. He's like the little upgrade guy for the... Oh, he's not. No. Uh-oh. Yeah. I think Long Strike might have gone the way of the Kroot dodo. The way of the flightless Kroot. Ripperonis. Kroot Lone Spear is just replacing the Fire Strike Marksman. Yeah, I mean he doesn't do damage, right? Like that's the difference, but he's so much faster. It's just good, you know. I love his abilities literally called Fire and Fade too. Kroot Carnivores. Get sticky objectives. No infiltrate though. So hold up. Wait a minute. The characters infiltrate, but the actual Kroot don't? Oh, I guess because you can put them in Farstalkers probably, right? That's the idea. Is there a universe where you take the characters by themselves? No, probably not. I don't think they're that good. Yeah, and they can all attach it to Farstalkers. Okay, cool. But the regular Kroot don't infiltrate, so you don't get to do it when you attach the character. Don't do that. Someone in chat is gonna do that. You shouldn't do that because the entire unit has to have infiltrate for the ability to work. If the unit has a starting strength of 20, you can attach 2 leaders to it. Okay. I don't know if we're that excited about the Kroot characters with our 2 attack, strength 4, AP 0, 1 damage weapons. Yeah. Seems like I don't know if Kroot are leaving their spot as dedicated utility, dedicated trash infantry. Krootox Riders, and maybe that's by design. Maybe they want Kroot to be like just the throwaway garbage that Tau use as a little bit of a Ludo narrative. Oh, they're auxiliaries, so you play fast and loose with them, just like the Tau would, which is, you know, that's cool, I guess. Krootox Riders. Let's return your opponent's shooting phase. Oh, they can reactive shoot against stuff that targets Kroot infantry, but not mounted, so not themselves, which is a little sad. And they have AP ballistic skill 4, 2 damage gun, or a blast heavy, strength 6, AP 0, 1 damage. Yeah, those are profiles are not. They're not quite doing it for me, chat. That's a little sad. Not terrible in melee. 2 basic attacks and 4 extra 2 damage attacks, which is not terrible. Rampagers get sustain 1 and lance on the Kroot's attack. I sort of expected these guys to be kind of nuts, but they just seem sort of mediocre. They do the impact attack, a blood crusher impact attack, which is good though. On a 4+, you take D3 mortal wounds for each model in the unit. Yeah. Oh, but it's each model that is within engagement range. No, just kidding. That's really bad. What? That's not even the blood crusher ability. GW, template your shit. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? All right, so it's strictly worse than blood crushers. Wow, these Kroots seem like a bit of a miss, chat. I don't know. Kroot are Helldivers, except they're not calling in 500 kilogram bombs, chat. You know. Kroot Rampagers might be the best new Kroot unit. I mean, I guess so, but that doesn't feel like it's saying much. These units do not feel great. Like, they're not tanky. I was like, for sure they'll have a Feel No Pain, right? They'll have like a 5-up Feel No Pain. They're not stealthy. They lost stealth. I guess the Kroot Riders also don't have stealth. But the Calamandra guy does, so it's a little weird. So they're super easy to kill. They're gonna die instantly. Their like melee attacks are okay. And they probably only get maybe 2 instances of this roll, so they average like maybe 2 mortal wounds in the charge. Because you're only maximum taking a unit of 6, and there's no way that all 6 get in the engagement range of you. It's also select one enemy unit. It's not select one enemy unit per model. So like if you multi-charge, you only get the mortal wounds on one thing. That's like, why? You had this ability worked out! You had a good version of it! But you just made a bad one! Why have you done this? Oh my god, that's so crappy. Need Vespid Riders? Yeah, just dudes hanging out on the back. Kroot Hounds. Get advance and charge within 6 of Kroot infantry units, which is new. They used to get +1 to wound if they were ganging up with carnivores, but now they get OC1 within 12 inches of a character. That's actually super relevant. I mean, honestly, these dudes are probably just fine still. And then you take the Calamandra guys, so it's relevant he's a character, because he broadcasts a 12-inch aura +1 OC for these dudes. So you can go, like, do cleanse with them on turn 1, and keep that dude 12 inches back. Like, that's really good. Kroot Hounds might unironically be super sick. The rest of the units, though, a little awkward. Did we just skip them earlier? I think we did. Wait a minute, are there duplicates here? Oh yeah, this page is just duplicated. Thanks, PDF. We did not skip them earlier. We're going the correct direction. We just have 2 of the same page. The orc pigs weren't exciting and they made it into every list. Yeah, the pigs are a lot different, right? Because their threat range is longer because they advance and charge, and orcs. Like, orcs are generally really strong with long threat range stuff. They also had access to, like, -1 to wound and a Feel No Pain, and they had, like, their melee attacks are significantly better. Because they're, like, similar profiles with Lance, right? And these guys are just, like, the dude on top just kind of sucks. He's just, like, a shitty 1 damage attack. I don't know. I think, plus, like, orcs generically benefit melee. Well, we'll talk about when we go to the detachments, I guess. And honestly, maybe they're like 22 points a model and they're the dumbest thing ever. That could also be the case. Where you're like, they do mediocre damage and they're easy to kill. But I got 18 of them for like 20 points. Let's go. That would be pretty nutty. Pour one out for crisis suits. I like the fusion team. The fusion team seems okay. But yeah, it's definitely not like Codex crisis suits like it was in the Index. Which, you know, it feels weird because it feels like Tau oscillate violently between being like the crisis suit faction and being just wanting nothing to do with crisis suits. Right now, they're at a sweet spot where you're like, I think I'll take between 6 and 9 crisis battle suits. And then I'll take the other stuff in the Codex. But, like, Index release, it was like 18 crisis suits Windmill Slam. Like, 9th edition release was like 18 crisis suits Windmill Slam. And then they slowly nerfed them to the point where you're like, I guess I'll just take 9 tanks. Alright, Forest Stalkers. Can we talk about this guy? Has to take better care of his leggings here, because he is he's ripped his knee pads off, dude. What's up with that? He's gonna kneel down to take a firing stance with his silly looking gun, and then he's gonna kneel on a rock and he's gonna hurt himself. He's gonna get a little cut and he's gonna be like, ow, guys, my knee. All right. At the start of the battle, select one enemy unit from your opponent's army. You get lethal hit and precision, which I guess is okay. Far Stalkers. Do I have their previous datasheet? Yeah. Which is the same that they used to get. If they have the little burb, then they get ignore cover. That's also the same. They have a ballistic skill 4, strength 4 gun. Dvorgite Skinner is a AP1 flamer. Okay. And then they get the Tribalest, which is the cool one with devastating wounds anti-vehicle, but it only hits on 5s. Okay. Sure. So these do not scout, but they do infiltrate. Oh, so the characters all have scout and infiltrate, so they benefit from whichever unit's in them. But they don't do both unless you take them by themselves. Maybe you do take the characters by themselves. If they're cheap, like what if you just gave up assassination? You were like, I don't care, it's fine. I'm gonna give up assassination, but I'm gonna take like a million little characters and just run them into my opponent's face in turn 1. Probably not. I don't think you do that, but that would be funny. Piranhas. They changed a little bit, right? Because they used to do a little drive-by. Oh, no, it's the same. Force a battle shock check on somebody within 12 end of your movement phase. And then they also scout. They still get 2 Seeker missiles for whatever reason. They still have a Fusion Blaster. Yeah, Piranha's unchanged, it looks like. Still good. You love to see it. Broadside battle suits. Looks like, I think are largely the same. Yep. Rail rifles, the same profile. Missile pods are the same profile. Okay, good job. Broadside battle suits, I'm proud of you. Riptide battle suit, I believe, is the same as well. It looks like it is. Okay, good stuff. Hammy head gunship. +1 to hit against monster vehicles. Yep. You get a floating reroll. Also the same. The difference is that he's a ghost now because he's really hard to see and he's really fuzzy. So they get stealth because it's hard to look at them. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, your eyes go blind trying to read what their strength characteristic is. I'm going to move off this data sheet because this picture is really blurry. Bring it down even more, stupid. No, chat, all of the crisis suits, I believe. I'm gonna double check this just so I'm not misspeaking here. But all of the crisis suits have the shield generator baked in now. So you actually like didn't really lose hardpoint slots. Oh no, I'm just kidding. No, it's just the Sunforge teams. No, okay, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I think that the other guys might be bad. I think we're on Fusion. We're on Fusion. Team Fusion. Fusion or bust. The Fusion guys seem really good, and all the other guys seem really trash. Actually, I did not realize that they skipped out on the shield generator. That sucks. Rip. Sky Rays, I believe, are also the same. Yeah. Not much going on in these transports. Good advances for disembark people, yeah. I kind of wish Devilfish had fire support. I guess it's like not really relevant because you're disembarking breachers anyway, but it just would make strike teams much better. If they had a fire support transport, I feel like strike teams would be pretty exciting. But the fact that you don't just makes you sad. I think fire support was a really good mechanic. Fire support just makes really dogshit transports very exciting to play. Which is good. I played 4 Razorbacks the other day, and you know what? I felt good about it. All right, some people are asking about the fighters. Here we are. So the Razor Shark, it looks like is the same. +1 hit against non-flyers, which is not different. T10 3-up save, 12 wounds. Yep, that's also the same. And their burst cannons are the same, and their ion turrets are the same, and their secret missiles are the same. Yep, it's just the same guy. No differences. The Sun Shark looks like is similar. Oh, his bomb got nerfed. Why? It used to trigger on a 3+ for mortals. Now it triggers on a 4. That's a little silly. Why? Why have we done this? What are these like random nerfs? There's like random stuff that got toned down. You're like, what are you doing in your life? I don't understand it. Right. Storm Surge Battlesuit is also the same. Okay. Sure. Yeah, all the weapon profiles are the same. Okay, well, that was easy. Tide Wall, I believe is the same. I'm gonna skip it though. I guess I'm excited about the gun rig. Did they make gun rigs really dumb? You can still be targeted with a target range attacks while engaged. Oh yeah, that's all that stuff. And then it's just a 5-up ballistic skill railgun. With twin linked though. Woo! Need a hit reroll on that thing, please. That'd be great. All right. Well, that was easy. Most of those were unchanged. Just some cool Kroot guys and Crisis Battlesuits being kind of garbage. So it's time to talk some detachments. I guess we don't see tactical drones, so tactical drones might have gone the way of the dodo. We didn't see Vespid. Are Vespid still on the web store? They are for now, but I wouldn't be super shocked if they disappeared because they're really old, like Finecast models. Oh, Pathfinders. Where the fuck are Pathfinders? Did I miss them, or are they not in this document? Just because there's no way Pathfinders got removed. That's like a cool kit. That's very recent. Also, they were just in Kill Team like 2 years ago or something. I still have that Kill Team on my shelf because it has Pathfinders in it. Also, yeah, he just fucking references them. Yeah, okay, we're missing Pathfinders. The Fireside team's not in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if that got axed. And as we talked about, we can't find Longstrike, but Longstrike also might have gotten... Longstrike, Anva, and Anshi are not in here. Do we lose all our special character guys? That'd be sad. But again, those are all like the old Finecast models, so I would not be surprised if they got removed, which would be really sad. Is Anva and Anshi on the web store? Anva, I don't think, or Anshi was not, I believe, but Anva was recently. Okay. Anshi. Why is it all Aeronautica Imperialis? I don't see any ethereals. So we might have lost the ethereal characters. Man, that sucks. If Anshi's gone, that's like or Anva's gone, that's a big change. I keep getting them confused. They're like the same name. Oh, there's Vespid. Yeah. Oh, and the Fireside Marksman's here too. Okay. Yeah, so I have a sneaking suspicion Longstrike and the ethereal characters are gone in real life. We might see the Vespid and the Firestrike come back, but we're definitely missing some pages for sure, which is a little bit unfortunate. They should give Tau a tank commander sheet. That would be cool. They literally have a little dude who sits in the turret that you could use for the tank commander. Like the model comes with a little tank commander guy. I kind of wish they did. They also, back in the day, they made like a command upgrade for a bunch of vehicles for Apocalypse and stuff. Because there were formations that could like be commanded by a tank command vehicle, and you had like special abilities that they would give them. And the Tau one was really cool. It was like a bunch of like targeting systems that would like nest on the hull here and like arc around. It was very sweet. Would be nice to see something like that come back. I'm also just like I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for command vehicles. I think they're really cool. I like the idea of a vehicle character that's like upgradable. But it does get a little bit funky because then you suddenly introduce another like hammerhead gunship profile and you could take 6. So if like any point any of those profiles is pushed, it gets really dumb. So I understand it. I understand why not. Are the Riptide alternates in there? Riptide alternates. I don't know what that means. Like the other weapons? Yeah, the other weapons are in there. The Riptide datasheet did not change as far as I can see. There's no Onager Gauntlet as far as I can see. But we haven't gone through the detachments yet. That's next. So that's where we're going. No gauntlet. Sad.
R.I.P. Tide Wall. Rest in spaghetti, never forgetty.
Oh, the tide wall is still there, chat. I just didn't look at it because it's boring. Don't get me wrong. It's right here. I'm just, you know, kind of whatever about it. Yeah, and the Crisis Commander's gone. Yeah, we had that discussion on the chat the other day because the commander kit only builds Enforcers and Cold Stars. Although, to be fair, if you have a Tau dude like on a big base, like on a 50 mil, just use him as a Enforcer commander or something. Like nobody knows the difference between those guys. You give him little wings, a little pair of tiny wings, and then he's a Gold Star commander. I think like the conversion to the new commander types is fine. Although I don't know how much you want those commanders because you can't duplicate weapon options on them anymore, or you can't duplicate cyclics on them. So I guess you could take like 4 fusions on a guy, and that's probably okay. But is it better than just taking a fusion team? I don't know. Probably not. Entire page with glorious splash art, indeed. What if when they release the new data card set? What if this is what the data sheet looks like? What if it's like twice as big as the other data sheets and it just has like a amazing box art of the Fire Warriors manning the wall? Pew pew pew. The commander kit lets you build all 3. Does it? Because did we not just look this up and it just said the 2? I'm going off of what the thing says, right? But it's called like Tau Commander, right? And then if you click on it, it gives you everything to build either an 85 Enforcer Commander or an 86 Cold Star Battlesuit. It doesn't say anything about Crisis. I don't know if that's like, I don't know, maybe there's messaging inside the kit that says you can build a Crisis Battlesuit Commander, but that's not what the website says, so. I don't know, chat. That's all I can comment on. It's 2 cards stuck together. Yeah, they like fold. And one just has this this art of the title shield line. All right, chat. Let's dive into some frickin' detachments. Data sheets are only as good as the detachment abilities they gain. Kauyon. Sustained hit 1, sustained hit 2 while targeting their spotted unit. That's a difference, right? We just talked about this on Tuesday. Because it used to be that they got sustained hit 2 while they were guided, right? Also the for the greater good ability, faction ability, I don't believe is in this document. So if that has changed, I do not know about it. I think it's worth stating. Yeah, so now it says while you're targeting the spotted unit, which I think was just simply an oversight in the index. I don't think that was the intention that it worked that way, but it did. But now it looks like it's fixed. Precision of the Patient Hunter, +1 to hit and wound with ranged attacks. Example of the Kauyon, you get the thing on Battle Round 2 instead of 3. Okay. Solid Image Projection Unit. Is this new? This is new, right? Ooh, spicy. So they used to have Pure Tide Engram. 3-unit devastation looks like it's the same. Solid image rejection unit. After both players have deployed their army, select up to 3 Tau Empire units from your army and redeploy them. That is significantly better than a weird, like, stratagem duplication that's not good. Yeah, this enhancement rocks. Damn. All these enhancements are really good. Okay. Sick. Well, that's straight buff. Inky, what are you doing? So combat embarkation's still there. Photon grenades are still there. -2 to charge and a battle shock test. Kind of cute. Stim injectors seems to be gone. So instead we have a tempting trap. One Tau Empire unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot. First time you use a stratagem, you also select one objective marker not in your opponent's deployment zone. Until the end of the battle, this becomes your trap. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a ranged attack that targets an enemy unit within range of your trap objective marker, add +1 to the wound roll. Well, they really didn't want you to play. Oh, shit! Is there a no strike and fade either? Wow. They super don't want you to play Crisis Suits. Alright, I get what you're talking about, chat. Jesus Christ. Like, guys, we made them worse and took away all the stratagems in their main detachment. You're like, oh, great, thank you. I appreciate that. That's amazing. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. I mean, that's like an unironically really good stratagem, right? It's also a battle tactic, so it's duplicatable. And the fact that you get to choose it, you get to choose the objective marker as soon as you use the strat. It's not like at the beginning of the game or something. Is pretty good. And like 90% of the time it's on the middle objective marker, right? But there are going to be some situations where the fight just like breaks out on one of the side objectives. And then you just be like, I'm going to be +1 to wound the entire game against you, so have fun with that. Point blank ambush, also a battle tactic, yeah. So that is also duplicatable. And then you can get +1 AP. Coordinate to engage is the one where they get to benefit from their own spotting, right? Yeah. Well, that sucks. But the Strike and Fade, I guess, moved to the other detachment, right? So it is what it is. Mont'ka Detachment straight up doesn't work unless you already have assaults. Let's see. During the first, second, and third battle rounds, ranged weapons equipped by Tau Empire models from your army have the lethal hits ability. While a unit is a guided unit, its ranged weapons have the assault ability as well. Well, but hear me out, chat. You're always gonna have gun drones now because your like crisis suits can't duplicate your stuff. Oh, I guess well, looking at the existing wording for the greater good, do you have to be an eligible attacker to be guided? Each time you Yeah, you do, because you have to be selected to shoot. So, I mean, it could also be that the timing of For the Greater Good has changed. So, I don't know if it's worth, like, saying specifically, I'm on straight up the wrong page, that this doesn't work, but it is really weird. That's super bizarre. First, second, or third battle round, you get lethal hits. It's not very exciting. Lethal hits, I guess, is okay. But, I mean, I guess, like, we're getting rerolls from Tetras and Stealth Battlesuits now, so maybe it's fine, but Sustain 2 is definitely more exciting. Jesus Christ. Here, come here, cat. Come say hi to chat. Oh. There you are. Oh. Dinky! She wants to tell us about the Tau Codex. Dinky, what do you have to say? I like the detachment that lets you 3-inch deep strike battle suits. That one's my favorite. Okay, cool. Thanks, Inky. They have a duplicate of Exemplar of the Kauyon. It just extends their lethal hits by a round. Strikes swiftly, start of the battle round before any moves are made from using the Scout unit. 2 Tau Empire units within 6 inches of the bearer that do not have Scout gain Scout. That's really good. It's also just units. It's not like non-vehicles or anything, so you can scout like devilfish and stuff. Okay. Sick. You can also do that thing that we talked about previously where like you can throw guys into transports, although that doesn't matter though, because all the transports are dedicated. A strategic commander. Start of the first battle round, select one objective marker. While a friendly Tau Empire model is within range of that objective marker and the bearer is on the battlefield, add one to OC. Okay. I mean, that's probably fine, right? If that's inexpensive, that's really good, I think. But if it's like a 30-point enhancement, you just probably not take it. It lets you take the middle really easily, though, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's also, I think there's going to be a lot of situations where there are specific, like, you're playing supply drop, where the objectives go away and the final objective is worth a lot in the last turn, and all these things that let you pick an objective and then get a bunch of bonuses on that objective are going to be super strong in those situations, which is cool. Coordinated exploitation. While the bearer is leading a unit, each time that unit is an observer unit, ranged weapons equipped by models in the guided unit have sustained 1. Okay. So you're guiding a unit that is spotting, which means it is not benefiting from that. No, it's the same. Okay, it's the same as through Unity Devastation, it's just opposite. It gives sustained instead of lethal. That's actually much better. That one you probably take still. Can you put Fireblades in Pathfinder teams? You definitely can, right? I'm going to switch back to my face cam while I flip through the entire document to look at Fireblades. No, just Breachers and Strikes. I don't know why there's like this unit leading specification on these things. It's so weird. Like, because being able to put that on an independent character is really cool. But there's like requiring it to jump into a unit means like you can't. It's hard to put it on utility units and have them survive for more than one turn. Like, these abilities are really powerful, but they're just so hard to include in your army. And also the fact that it's like, it's not Tau Empire leader only, it's Tau Empire model excluding shapers effects while you're leading, means that everyone and their mom is going to make the mistake where they put it on like a lone operative or an independent character and be like, I'm going to get this benefit. And you're like, no, it doesn't work that way. Which is a little bit annoying, to be honest. Is there like a hierarchy of weapon abilities? Not entirely. Weapon abilities tend to benefit. It tends to depend on the weapon that you're using. A lot of them A lot of them, the stuff that requires criticals. Well, first of all, precision's at the bottom. Ability sucks. It's like so it's immediately easily counterable just by normal gameplay, because you have to have line of sight to the characters for it to work, so it doesn't do anything. Generally speaking, stuff that requires criticals benefit from having rerolls. So things, critical effects get much stronger if you have rerolls. Lethal hits tends to be better for like high volume, low impact weapons because they get to start punching above their weight class. And again, better if they have rerolls available. And then, like, Devastating is just really good. That's mostly what it is. I don't know. So there's not, like, I don't think you can make, like, a strict tier list about it. But some abilities are better on specific weapons, basically. I missed the other new stratagem in Kauyon, did I? Which one? Oh, this one. You can put stealth teams, ghost kills, or Commander Shadow Sun into strategic reserve. I mean, I guess that's good. I don't know. Do ghost kills deep strike? If ghost kills deep strike, that's good for them. They do not. But they have a jetpack. Why do they even have a jetpack? It doesn't even make them faster. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, I guess. Like an uppy downies. Uppy downies are always good, but it's one unit and it's strategic reserves. And it's not forced re-entry strategic reserves. It's the stupid normal strategic reserves. So it has the same problem that like Hypercrypt have, where you can't do it on the first battle round. Because unless you have a special exception, strategic reserves can't come back in turn one. All right, let's look at some battle tactics in Mont'ka. One Tau Empire, pinpoint counteroffensive. When you destroy a Tau Empire unit, you can use the stratagem, excluding Kroot units. Fuck you. I want to use it on the dudes who kill my Kroot hounds. They killed a dog. Come on. Until the end of the battle, each time a Tau Empire unit makes an attack that targets enemy unit, you can reroll the hit roll, and that's a battle tactic, but it works in destroyed units, so it probably doesn't matter. That just means that it's taxable. Being a battle tactic in that instance is actually bad. It's just not good. Because I guess you can duplicate it if you lose like Farsight, right? I think it works. He can use his ability on it. Yeah. Because abilities are still active when you're destroyed. That's funny, I guess. Aggressive mobility. The Tau Empire unit from your army has not been selected to move until the end of the phase. If your unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 to the move characteristic of models in your unit. Okay. That's good, but you have cold stars for that, I guess? I guess it's good for breachers, actually. It's really good for breachers. Breachers just have like an insane threat range with that active, actually. Focus fire. Start of your shooting phase. 2 Tau Empire units that have not been selected to shoot. It's the start of your shooting phase, so it would be weird if they had been selected to shoot, but that's okay. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, it can only target that enemy unit. Blah, blah, blah. You get +1 AP, okay. And it doesn't work at the end of the game, which is probably fine. Okay. Combat debarkation. To the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets the closest enemy unit, reroll the wound roll. But it's really only useful on strike teams. I feel like this is trying to push breachers. I guess it's good for breachers that disembark but shoot something that's not on an objective, which is not super often, but definitely happens. So I don't know. It's nice to have. Pulse onslaughts. Yeah, they're pushing breachers super hard here. Holy shit. Yeah, -2 move, advance, and charge for an enemy non-monster vehicle. For 2 CP. For 2 CP? 2 CP? You want me to shoot an enemy infantry unit with my infantry unit and pay 2 to shake it? Okay. 2 CP? Why? Why are you like this? Counterfire defense systems. Your opponent's shooting phase. Just after an enemy has selected its targets. When 10 umpire unit from area is selected, get -1 damage, but it's 2 CP. Yeah. We're definitely playing 60 breachers in this list, right? It's weird that they get like lethal hits though. Lethal hits is not that great on breachers, I think, because they reroll their wound rolls. I mean, it's fine, right? But we can get +1 EP on breachers. We can reroll against stuff that's not on objectives. We can auto 6 advance them, so they can move 15 out of a transport, or disembark 3 and then move 12. And they can get +1 OC theoretically, so they can be OC 3. Plus, you can scout their devilfish. Yeah, this is just the breacher detachment for sure. Rules commentary added to make units that advantage after the first battle round be able to return one? No. It makes normal reserves that start on the table can enter turn 1, but strategic reserves have a special clause that says you can't. The way that they worded the rules commentary entry for first battle round reinforcing was really bad. It's so confusing, and I totally understand anyone who gets misled by it. They entered a rules commentary describing how to resolve effects that let you arrive on the first battle round. It's not an effect that lets you arrive. It's the rules commentary itself doesn't let you arrive in the first battle round. It is a commentary that governs effects that describe that you arrive on the first battle round, if that makes sense. So if you have something like the Hunter's Instinct enhancement from Stormlance Assault Force, then the Space Marine Detachment that says you can arrive in the first, second, or third battle round from Strategic Reserve, the rules commentary describes how to resolve that effect. It has no effect on units in Strategic Reserve that do not have an ability that says you can arrive in the first, second, or third battle round. But the way that they worded it is very confusing, so it is what it is. All right. Retaliation Cadre. This is the one that they previewed, so we know a little bit about this. You get +1 strength. My mouse is freaking out right now. Jesus. I need a new mouse, chat. It's having a little conniption. +1 strength within 12. +1 AP within 6. Solid. That's already kind of good, and it's not round locked, which is also solid. But it is only battle suits, which is a little bit sad. Once per turn, you can target the bearer's unit with a stratagem if you've already targeted a different one. So they just moved Pure Titangra Neurochip. That's not a great ability. I guess it lets you 3-inch deep strike 2 things, but each one of them costs like 1 million. It doesn't matter. Like you can't. Nobody's got a duplicated strat anymore, so it doesn't matter what they cost. That's a little weird. I wish that just gave you rights of battle. But like a better version that wasn't locked to the specific type of stupid stratagem you use. Starflare Ignition System. Into your opponent's turn, you can uppy downy. Oh, into Strategic Reserve, but Crisis Battle is Deep Strike, so it's good Strategic Reserve. Solid. All right, that's not bad. Internal grenade packs. Bear has the grenades keyword. You do a bombing run on people. That's not that amazing. It's normal moves only, so you don't get it on Cold Star commanders that run around. If they like do their special advance thing. It's a little silly. Tau Empire battle suit for the prototype weapon system. You select either lethal or sustained. Ranged weapons equipped by the bearer. Not one ranged weapon. All ranged weapons get that selected ability. That's good, actually. It is no precision of the hunter, but it's close. A failsafe detonator for 2 CP. These are expensive strats. Or these two, I guess. For 2 CP, you get to explode every unit takes D3 mortal wounds within 6 on a 4-up. But it's not enemy only. It's a little bit weird. 2 CP. 2 CP. For this? Guys, is this beating out entropic damping for like the dumbest strat in the game? Target the destroyed model's unit before removing your model from play. Yeah, it's a single model. It hits themselves. Oh, if it has deadly demise, you can auto destroy, auto explode it. If it doesn't have deadly demise, everybody takes D3 mortal wounds at a 4. 2 CP. I feel like this is like for when a Taunar dies, right? What's the deadly demise on a Storm Surge? D6 plus 2. This is for when your Storm Surge dies. You're like, I want to blow everybody up. 2 CP for it. But yeah, you would never use that in any other situation. There's like one instance where you're like, I can assassinate if my battlesuit dies and then a 4+, I do D3 mortal wounds to your character that's on 1. One in like a thousand games is gonna come into play. You have 2 CP in the bank. Jesus Christ. Okay. Stim injectors. Okay, so this got all of the stuff that got ousted from Kauyon. Get a 6+ feel no pain. That's fine. Shortened blade. You get a 3-inch deep strike for 2 CP. It's a strategic ploy, unfortunately, so Farsight can't dupe it. The Ericon Protocol. Each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets an enemy and it contains 6 or more models, you get sustained 1. If it's 11 or more, you get sustained 2. So they get really good. They get like a little blast, kind of a blasty effect. That's not too bad. And Torchstar Gambit. Talon Empire Battlesuit unit from your army that can fly. Whose attacks have been resolved. You get a shoot and scoot. That's good. Grab Inhibitor Field. When enemies charge you, must immediately take a battle shock test. You roll 1d6 for each model in the unit. On the 6 to take a mortal wound. Yeah, okay. But they don't get a charge debuff. So they'll just kill you, I guess. They'll be like, alright, I'll take 2 mortals. And then you're dead? Yeah, okay. These strats are really underpowered. What's up with that? It's wild. I mean, it's all about 3-inch deep strikes and shoot and scoots, right? But the Crisis Battlesuit teams are like not that efficient, so you don't even want to use it on them. Is there like a Forge World Battlesuit that we're gonna use in this detachment? Or like the Flamer Battlesuit good? The one with the big flamer gun? I don't know. I like the Breacher detachment so far, Chad. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that Retaliation Cadre. Seems a little bit not great. Yeah, AP2 burst cannons, but like, okay. I feel like they don't get wound rerolls, right? So they get lethal hits, I guess, which is, oh no, they don't. They get +1 strength. Yeah, lethal hits is the other detachment. I'm gonna get all the detachment abilities confused because they all feel like very similar. But like, you just get at killing infantry. Like you could have AP2 flamers, which I think is like kind of interesting. But again, it's like you're attacking your opponent with just like strength 4 idiot guns. Like, I don't know. I guess a burst cannon with sustain 2 is slightly better than a flamer, but whatever. We don't know about points values, chat, as far as I know. And honestly, like, points values can always just get overwritten after the Codex comes out, so I would be surprised if points values change significantly, but, you know, never say never, I guess. All right, we got Kroot Hunting Pack. Storm Surge isn't a battlesuit? Wait, really? Hold up. What? What? The Storm Surge is not a battlesuit? What the fuck? You're right. What? Who wrote this codex? What the fuck? So, the big battlesuit guy doesn't benefit from any of the battlesuit synergies? Alright, it's for a Riptide, I guess. You're supposed to use it on a Riptide for 2CP to get D6, Deadly Demise D6. Is the stupid, the Taunar battlesuit? It's called Supremacy Armor. I feel like it should be, right? I can't find its datasheet now. Why does it have to be in the Forge World document where everything's hard to find because they don't put pictures on them? I'm a visual learner. I can only learn with pictures. I don't know how to read. Nope. Not. Taunar, not battlesuit. What the fuck? I'm so confused. Everything's confusing. Well, thanks for pointing that out, chat. Now I'm sad. Oh my god. So it also doesn't benefit from any of the detachment abilities? Jesus Christ. Not that you really care about that stuff on a Taunar, but like, it would be nice if they run in on your dude with the big gun. Oh man. Yeah, I guess it's like you're supposed to play Riptides, probably. I don't know. I feel like you maybe just don't play this attachment. It's actually how it works. All right, let's see. Kroot Hunting Pack. This is the exciting one. Kroot Hawk Flock. Kroot Flock Hawk. Ranged weapon equipped by models in the bearer's unit. Doesn't have to be leading. Have to ignore cover. And enemy units cannot set up within 12 inches horizontally of the bearer. So you windmill slam that on the Calamandra guy, the cavalry guy. That's rad. Okay, sick. We just, yeah, have a little like Phobos librarian, our own little special Phobos librarian. Incredible. Nomadic Hunter. While you're leading a unit, add +3 to the move characteristic and weapons gain assault. Also good. Kroot Warshaper model. All weapons equipped by the bearer have precision and devastating wounds. That's the dude with the... God, I have to remind myself. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm going to look through every single Kroot datasheet again. So Lone Spear is the Calamandra guy. Warshaper is... just has like a 2 damage melee attack. Oh, he's the free strat guy. And then Borthrot Gland is back. Unmodified hit roll of a 5 scores a critical hit on the Flesh Saper, who gives sustained 1, right? So he gets sustained 1 on 5s. Yeah, okay. Okay, I get it. I'm seeing what's up. All right. So far, good enhancements. I say that. Also, we get invulnerable saves. 5 up invulnerable save against ranged attacks. Suddenly, we're not as easy to kill. Kroot Carnivores get battle line. Sick. Join the hunt for GCP battle tactic. 1 Kroot infantry or Kroot Hounds unit that was just destroyed. You can use a stratagem even if it was just destroyed. Add a new model to your army identical to the destroyed unit. The search and retrieve reserves. It cannot be used to return destroyed character used to attach it. So you can use it on if you lose a carnivore unit and then the War Shaper dies. You can use it for free on the War Shaper because it's a battle tactic and he can use a free strat on it. On himself. He himself can return back to the board to give up another hit point on assassination. But I mean, honestly, that's just an okay strat to have. It also works on Kroot Hounds. So if you're like in a really cagey game where you're just like throwing individual Kroot Hound units out to do actions because they're really good now, even better than they were before, you can just reanimate them for 2 CP if you're not spending on anything else, which is kind of sweet. Trap well laid. Shooting phase or fight phase. 1 Kroot unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot. You get... Until the end of the phase, each time a Kroot model from your army makes an attack that targets the enemy unit, unless the attacking unit is battle shocked. I read that as unless the target is battle shocked. I was like, excuse me? You get worse if you attack battle shocked enemies? No, okay. It's if your unit is not battle shocked, you get +1 AP. Sure. Okay. Your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase, just after an enemy vehicle is selected to shoot or fight, you can throw a grenade at it that gives it -1 weapon skill and ballistic skill. I guess that's good. It's good against like Titanic stuff, actually. You can just like throw that onto a Storm Sword or something and be like, hey, enjoy hitting slightly less often. Grizzly Feast. When you destroy an enemy unit, you force everybody to take a battle shock check. Enemy units affected by the strategy do not need to take any other battle shock tests in the same phase. That's so weird. I don't understand these. Like, they have such a hesitance to stack battle shock tests, but that's the only time that they're good. I don't get it. Not that there are that many other ways to force battle shock checks, right? But it's just bizarre. Guerrilla Warriors, you can fall back and shoot and charge. That's fine. And then Hidden Hunters. Your opponent's shooting phase after an enemy has selected its targets when a unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more ranged attacks, you get lone operative. Okay, that's good. All right. So I feel like this wants to be the Kroot army, but I feel like it's a Kroot adjacent army, you know? Because like the Kroot are not going to deal any damage, right? For units like Kroot, you need like just wildly overpowered offensive buffs. Like you need a 1 CP full wound rerolls, right? Like we need to just be a Chaos-based Marine detachment. But that's not what we have. But what we do have is recycling carnivores and hounds and like buffs for the little dudes. So like I feel like you take like breachers and fire and like railgun stuff, and then you just take a bunch of Kroot that like gum up the midboard. I feel like is like sort of how it rolls. And then they're stealthy and have a 5+ invulnerable save, which is kind of okay against guns, obviously, not melee. And you just have tons of like lone operative stuff because you take like all the little Calamander guys, you take the like regular Kroot guys that can't be targeted in 12. You're just out of CP very quickly, and your big guns don't have all the support that they really want. So it's probably just worse than playing a normal detachment, but it's definitely something. And you get +1 to wound if your if your opponent is below half strength. So you can maybe take Rampagers. That's kind of cute, right? Because Rampagers will theoretically automatically trigger the +1 to hit. And if you have good ranged attacks, then they will probably also trigger the +1 to wound, and then you can also give them +1 AP. And I think suddenly their melee attacks they're doing work, right? Your strength 6 +1 to wound, AP 2 if you use the +1 AP strat. So we're getting somewhere, but you need guns. This army doesn't work if you don't have guns. that can shoot your opponent down low, and then you finish them off with Kroot units. Yeah, I think the dreams of an all Kroot army are probably dead. Kroot just aren't good enough, but I do think that this army as supporting Kroot to be utility units is good. They are very good utility units, like mass, scout, infiltrate, all that stuff is like not too bad. Do EMP upgrade stack with stealth? Yeah, because stealth is a -1 to hit, and EMP is a -1 ballistic skill. They did that very specifically. It also doesn't require the vehicle to, like, you don't actually have to throw a grenade. You can target stuff that's engaged with this. So if your opponent's like trying to shoot while engaged in melee or something, you can give them potentially like a -2 to hit. Ooh, which is pretty good. Ugh. Oh my god. Whew. Battle Shock is supposed to be a wild card element, which is why you see most of them around a 6+ with a 50-50 chance. A 7+ is a 56% chance. A 6+ is, yeah, 72. Yeah. Yeah, you need to stack like 3 of them before failing Battle Shock gets like reasonably, you know, reliable. Like, Tyranids are pretty good at this point, I think, because they can, in the situations where it matters, they stack like 3 or 4 Battle Shock checks on you, and like you'll probably fail one of them. The chances you pass all of them are really low. But that's like, you need you need like very specific builds and a very specific group of units, and sometimes some other effects to buff it too. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. And that's all the detachments. There's only 4. 5, right? Kauyon, Mont'ka, Retaliation Cadre, Kroot hunting back. There's only 4. That's sad. I was hoping for one more, I guess, but I guess we got him. We got like we got a Battlesuit detachment, we got a Fire Warrior detachment, and then we got Mont'ka, or Kauyon, which is probably just the best one anyway. Still, because I think it lost all its synergies with Battlesuits to Retaliation Cadre, but I feel like Battlesuits, you never want more than 1 unit of Battlesuits anyway. Losing Fire and Fade is really shitty though. So I don't know. I don't know, chat. Can you stack Trap Well Laid with the Warshaper? You can, because it's a battle tactic, yes. So you can get multiple units with +1 AP. But the Warshaper only targets his own unit with the strat. So you can dupe it with him, but like you're benefiting maybe Farstalkers, but their like base weapon profiles are horrible. Like every Kroot model is like 2 attack, strength 4, AP 0, 1 damage. Like it's like okay. So, I mean, like, it's fine, right? You're getting +1 AP, but whatever. It's kind of whatever. Excitement quickly diminished. No, you can't target the same... You can't target the unit with the 2 duplicates of the same stratagem. The stratagem duplication only works if another unit has been targeted by the strat in the same phase. They don't let you just... It's not just, like, generically you can use the strat twice. Because it says even if another unit from your army has already been targeted. So if his unit has been targeted, he can't use the duplication because another unit has not been targeted yet. So you can't give him +2 AP to a carnivore unit, which is a little sad, but it is what it is. Yeah, but in this instance, Clever Invected, talking about the Battle Shock stuff, this is out of phase Battle Shock. Oh, I guess no, it's opponent's next command phase. All right, yeah. It puts the ability on the stack, so I guess it just forces them to take Battle Shock even if they're not below half strength, basically. Which is what it is. Taoist army in which a good amount of its units don't benefit from its army rule. Yeah, good. Well, I mean, that's... that is the case for several armies, most of which are really bad. Like, that's how Adeptus Mechanicus works. Like, half the Adeptus Mechanicus datasheets don't have their stupid Doctrina imperatives. One of their detachment abilities is that they get their army ability. Like, what? In this case, like, I think it's fine, because Kroot units, I feel like they would be kind of degenerate. No, they wouldn't be degenerate. They would just, like, it would be a nice bonus if they could scout for you, if they could guide for you. But most of the time, they're, like, running around anyway, doing actions and stuff. But you very rarely want to guide for them, right? Like, maybe it would help Krootox Riders not be, like, super trash. But, you know, they're not, the Kroot units aren't here to do damage. Their guns are really bad. You compare any of these range profiles to, like, a Breacher team, and you're just like, oh, jeez, okay. Why are we here again? Yeah, I don't know. So, it's like, I think it's okay, you know, that the Kroot don't have greater grid. I don't know if you would notice it specifically if they had it very much. Kroot has Rampage up as an assault weapon. It's pretty good. Oh, they're move 7. I just noticed. It's a move 7 mounted unit. Gee, all right, no, we're off. These things are fucking unplayable. Move 7. In my head, they were like 10. Why do they move 7 inches? They can't go through walls. This unit will never get into melee with anything. What the fuck? All right, well. Why? That's bizarre. What a bizarre decision. At least just make them beasts, right? Just be like, fuck it. They can go through walls. Who cares? It's a huge unit on huge bases. They won't all even make it through the wall. And most of the time, they're going to be wall screened anyway. But just let them walk through a wall. They have to walk around the wall. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. I'm off the Rampager train, chat. I thought there was a way, but there's not a way. I think it's bad. Carnivores are okay, and Kroot Hounds are unironically really good. I think, like, honestly, it's all about the what is it? The Lone Spear? Yeah, the Lone Spear and Kroot Hounds is like, I feel like you just windmill slam those into every Tau army now. They're just really good utility, and then the Lone Spears give the Kroot Hounds OC value so they can hold objectives. It's just really good. I don't know. There you go. Plus, the Lone Spears give the Kroot Hounds hit rerolls. You know, that's pretty good. We don't have the updated wording. If there is updated wording, we don't have it for the Greater Good. It's not in the document. The document cut off a couple pages, unfortunately, and so I don't know if they've changed things. Yeah, but you can't attach anything to Rampagers though, chat. So they can't get the plus movement unless I'm missing something. There is, to my knowledge, no character that joins a Rampager unit. Carnivores, Fardstalkers, Carnivores, Fardstalkers. Yeah, Carnivores, Fardstalkers. Yeah, it's all. Oh, also, I believe it's only this guy who gets the +3 move. Because that's the one that's locked to him. Jesus. The detachment feels more like a meme. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think it's bad with all that, right? You get a deep strike denying Lone Spear, which is like good in and of itself. And then you could take like just 60 Kroot Carnivores, assuming that they're still super cheap. And they have sticky objectives. They're base OC 2 now, which I believe that they were 1 before. Let me double check that though. And if that's the case, then I missed it in the first discussion. They were OC 1, so they got objective secured and +1 OC. And they have stealth and a 5+ invuln save. I don't know why they're still T3. It's a little bit weird, but it is what it is. But if they're super cheap and you can take 1,000,000 of them, like unironically, I think that's probably just like a strong starting point for the detachment. The problem is everything else. And then like the long spears give them hit rerolls. Like they suddenly they do things, and you get +1 to hit when you're attacking like damage people. I think you're like only playing carnivores, hounds, and long spears though, and then the rest of your army is just dudes with rail guns, which is like maybe fine. That's like game plan, I guess. But it's not cool or interesting, right? We're not actually doing damage with Kroot units. We just have Kroot units there while the rest of our army actually does things. Kroot are battle line. Kroot carnivores are battle line if you take them in the Kroot detachment chat. Oh, were they battle line? No. Kroot carnivores were not battle line in the index. So them getting the ability to be battle line is totally new, to my knowledge, unless like Shapers did it. Yeah, no. Dude, Shapers used to have 6 attacks. The fuck? Why is the Shaper like slightly better than all the other new Shaper models? I don't know. It's not even that good. Why only take 60? Take 120. Hey man, if they're like 3 points each, let's go. What were they previously? What's the points value of a carnivore right now? It's like they're like 5 or 6 points a model, 7 maybe. They're kind of cheap, right? I can't find their points value. Show me a points value, internet. Somebody's already beat me to it in the chat, I'm sure. 5.5, 5.5. If they stay at that points value and you get 60 of them for 330 points, I feel like we're cooking with gas. And you're just like covering the table with OPSEC like OC2 idiots. That's probably fine. Yeah. 5.5, I mean... All right. Like we can't speculate too much because we don't know the updated points values, right? But like, if they stay at that points level, I think Kroot are pretty good, actually. You can also like lock objectives top of 1, right? Like you go first, scout onto objectives, lock the center of the board, and then just leave. Like, yeah. I think Kroot carnivores and Kroot hounds and the Kalamandra dudes are good. But we'll see if their points value changes. If they go up to like 8 points a model for some reason, then I think they're going to be bad, but we'll see. You just take Kroot hounds. Can you triple up on strats if you have multiple allows that allow stat duplicating? Probably not. It depends on the ability, though. You can theoretically, but most abilities are exclusive, so... Most of them say 1 unit with this ability. Yeah, so like the Kroot Warshaper says 1 unit from your army with the War Leader ability can be targeted with a stratagem for 0. So theoretically, if you had a strat that could target the Warshaper's unit, and you had a strat that could target Farsight's unit, because those are different abilities, you can triple it. You can use it once naturally, once in the Warshaper, once on Farsight. But it's like, obviously the use case is very narrow. That happens occasionally in Space Marines because you can have Robuti Gilliman and a Rites of Battle captain. But it is rare. But I guess short answer is yes, theoretically. If you have multiple different abilities that do the thing. Yeah, so far big nerf for Tau. It does feel less powerful for sure. But I feel like I harp on this a lot, but I think it's like, it's pretty relevant in this case because we've seen some really transformative changes. I think you wait to see the points document. Once we get updated points, we can like make a final judgment call. And also, like, there's missing data sheets in here too, right? Just like straight up Pathfinders are gone, but we need to find them. They're in the Codex. It says right there. Where'd they go? Dark Strider, what have you done? What have you done with the Pathfinders? And if we see, you know, if like whatever the Sunforge team is like super cheap or something, then you know we might be onto something. But we'll see. But definitely, just you know, sight unseen at points values, it does feel like they're less powerful. This feels like a real strong 4 out of 10 Codex for sure. There's some stuff in here that's okay, but for the most part, you're like trying to jump through hoops to get work done that a Space Marine army just gets for free. I love that this guy has an Addle, by the way. I used to have one of these when I was a kid. These are fun. They're fun to use. They like extend your throwing range, so when you throw a javelin, you can throw it like a million. I threw a javelin like 120, 150 feet. They go super far. Devilfish also convert Vespid. Oh, does it call out Vespid? That's good to know. It'd be interesting to see if the Vespid uppy downy ability changed, because that ability is really strong. Oh, I lost the Devilfish data sheet. Devilfish, come back to me. Swim back. Jesus Christ. I'm so bad at this. Yep. Cannot transport Vespid swimming models. Okay, yeah, we're missing Vespid too. Alright, well, you know, and also Firesight Marksman. If Vespid are still in, they were the same release wave as Firesight Marksman, I believe. And so I feel like it's a pretty strong chance that we get Firesights too. Points are out? Not in this document. Yeah, I don't have a points document. Think there are some really fun lists? Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that Breacher spam got a big buff, is what it seems like to me. We'll see if Mont'ka ends up being stronger for Breachers than Kauyon, but it definitely feels like the 6 Breacher, 6 Devilfish list, you know? Where you're getting like, you're getting +1 AP, you're getting rerolls against stuff that's not normally you get rerolls against. And you get huge advanced rolls. That's definitely, that's something. There's something there for sure. And you guess it. You also get like floating rerolls against stuff that kills you, right? So you're like throwing like Devilfish and shit all over the place, and if your opponent's high impact stuff kills it, you'd be like, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you." It's nice that this is any unit too. It's not like the Canoptic Court one or the Tyrannid one where it's specific keywords where it's like, oh, you have to kill a Cryptek or you have to kill a Harvester. These are just like, don't kill anything. Don't kill anything at all. And I won't get rerolls against you. And it's rerolls for the rest of the game. It's not even until like Battle Round 4 or whatever. That's a good strat right there. That's what that is. Yeah, if you have it, link it in the chat. Definitely, that makes sense. For the points values. It would be cool to talk about some points. But to be fair, they will most likely... Well, they may change. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to see the same thing that we saw with Tyrannids happen again, where they changed, like, literally day of release, but we'll see. Would have been dope if there was an ethereal buff in there. Or an ethereal killed buff. Yeah. Who remembers back in the day where if you lost an ethereal, your army, like, immediately ran away? Remember that ability. I was always too scared to take an ethereal because I was like, it's going to die. And then I'm going to lose immediately. That was a weird one. Yeah, the thing with the Mont'ka ability that you have to remember, chat, is that every single unit just about has access to gun drones. So you can just have gun drones in your units. Like I understand like the issue with the Mont'ka ability, but like I guess it doesn't like you can't advance and shoot most or some vehicles, I guess, but like 90% of your units are gonna have gun drones anyway, because crisis battlesuits have to take them now, right? They're like contractually obligated. Your like Fireblades almost always take gun drones because they get +1 attack on the gun drones and their critical thing. So not to mention the fact that breachers are already assault, right? So like it's like, I don't know. The list of things that you're not going to have assault weapons on already is very slim. Stealth suits, maybe? Like the big vehicles? Probably mostly the big vehicles. But that's stuff you typically don't need assault on anyway, so... What it just lets you do is advance a unit and then shoot with all of its weapons instead of just its assault weapons, which is nice. Yeah, crisis suits have to... they can't take duplicate drones anymore. And you never need more than one marker light drone, and that's the only other option. So they cannot take duplicates. So you're going to take a shield drone on everyone, and then a gun drone on everyone, and maybe a marker drone if you feel like you're going to be guiding with the unit, but you're probably not going to anyway. So basically everyone's going to have a gun drone and a shield drone, I think. Or just 2 gun drones, fuck it, who cares? Shoot another 4 twin link shots each. It's probably fine. If you're just like assume they're going to die anyway. Do we lose Crisis Commander? Yeah. It seems like it. Unless he's in the points document, which I don't have access to. I don't know where the points document is, chat, so I can't really comment. Points document is 2 data slates old? Yeah, that could be the case. It's just super outdated because it probably went to print 2 data slates ago. I mean, like, this codex is delayed for 1,000,000 years, right? So it feels like a month, it feels like. So it's almost certainly pre-January data slate. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's probably not really worth, like, talking too hard about the points because it might be that things have changed. If they did increase the value of Kroot carnivores, then I think we're... Our dream of a golden age of Kroot hordes is probably dead. It's kind of funny though, like I don't know, it feels like I don't know if GW is like just really trying to, what's the word, like subvert the trope that like, oh, newest army always wins or whatever, by just releasing a bunch of codexes that like super nerf the army that they're for. But I don't know. It's weird. It is nice that there's like new ways to play, I think, that aren't just Kauyon, but you would have hoped that the new ways to play were alternatives and not simply side grades, you know what I mean? Like, why did Retaliation Cadre have to steal all of the abilities from Kauyon? Like, I don't know. Like, why are those 2 mutually exclusive detachments? I don't get it. But anyway, chat. That's the Tau Codex so far. Extremely lukewarm. We'll have to wait on points. Hopefully the points are not bad. Hopefully we don't see things like wildly increase in value for no fucking reason. But with GW, who knows? So I'm hoping that Tau are not a miserable slog, but we'll see. Well, the issue, Chad, is that they have not simply created alternatives to the existing abilities. They have just moved the existing abilities to new detachments, right? So like it's not a strict alternative to what you're playing. It's just split up the stuff you're already playing with, you know what I mean? So like you're getting you're like watering down the rules, right? Because a bunch of rules just transitioned over to new detachments. So you don't get all the stuff you were playing with previously. So instead of just creating alternative detachments for from the index, they have just moved the rules into new detachments. You know what I mean? I guess like side grade wasn't the right word. I don't know, like a watering down of the abilities, I guess is what I meant. Star Scythe 140, Sunforge 160. Jesus. Like 45 points apiece. If that. 55 for Fire Knife? Okay. No. I don't know. I think we gotta wait for new points. I'm hoping that those points aren't entirely correct, but we'll see. Those seem like expensive values for like, you know, sort of one-shot units that just go out and do their thing and then die. Because I don't know how often a battlesuit team is like gonna run up to an opponent's unit and shoot them and not get killed in the swing back. The long-range guys might live, but those guys are also kind of like, they're like dedicated anti-heavy infantry, I guess, the plasma rifle guys. Which means they could play at a longer range, theoretically, but having no invulnerable save super sucks. They're just like, if you can compare them to like, you know, like long range anti-tank in every other army, they're like pale in comparison. Yeah, the 4 detachments is also weird, you know? Like, I don't... There's just, like... It feels like they, like, bit off more than they can chew with the new detachment abilities, and now they're just, like... Every release, so every subsequent release, Space Marines were, like, 7 detachments, and then Tyranids were, like, 6, and then, Admech and Necrons were 5. And then Tau's 4. The next Codex is going to be... We'll get, like, 4 for another wave, and then it'll be 3. And then you'll just, like, get your index detachment reprinted. They've, like, slowly been running out of time to build new detachments. Yeah, I think the point that the points in the Codex are probably based on an old data slate is probably the case. I mean, obviously, I might be wrong, but I think I would be hesitant to put too much stock in the points that are in the leaked Codex, because like, if they, yeah, it would be shocking to me if they did not take into account the like year of or 6 months of points changes that they've made to the Codex since it was originally, the index was originally printed. So, but it sounds like those points values are like release points values, and that's not, those aren't correct. So I would hold out for an actual document before jumping at any conclusions. And like, honestly, you know, if we do see some good points values for units in the Codex, then it seems fine. It's totally fine. Dark Angels got pretty much the same amount. Yeah, Dark Angels have 3. But then also just play Ironstorm, so... Yep. Dark Angels point changes was definitely a letdown, for sure. Yeah, the Dark Angels point changes were super shitty. But... I don't know. It's so weird because it sucks that they come out like they basically came out with an entire range of new models that are like fringe playable at best. You know, they're just like, hey guys, here's all this new stuff. It's really expensive. And you're like, why? Why you do this? It kind of feels a little bit the same way with like the new Kroot stuff, but the mounted stuff seems really bad. But the infantry seems okay, if its points value is correct. But it's this might sound like really bad. This might sound mean, I guess, but it's like hard to feel sorry for Space Marine armies because they're like, oh, my new stuff isn't good, and you're like, you have 100 data sheets in your Codex. And all of that stuff is good, so just play that. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, it sucks that the new Dark Angel stuff is not good, but, like, they have so many options that it's fine. I think a little less so in this case. If you don't have, like, 1,000 data sheets to fall back on, getting mediocre releases is a lot, like, hurts a lot more, you know what I mean? Like, you have a greater proportion of, like, kind of bad data sheets. How many points do I think a battlesuit like should be? They're 66 right now, 67. Probably 40s. I bet the fusion guys are like kind of expensive because they seem really good, like unironically just super strong. Yeah, like between 40 and 50 feels like the way to go. Like, a unit of crisis suits, I think the intention is that, like, they're just a like, light vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, a unit of plasma guys is, like, 6 plasma shots with hit rerolls and 15 wounds with, a bad toughness value. And you're like, okay, so we're basically, like, a little baby land. Like, we're basically, like, a storm speeder. So, like, a unit of those guys should be the same value as a storm speeder, which is, like, 140, 150. So like 45 to 50 points each. Feels like where they should be at. Cool that the units have different special roles. Yeah, I don't disagree. I definitely think that's cool. Thought the combat gorillas are pretty solid. They're move 7 mounted units. I thought they were okay until I realized that they're move 7 mounted. That they're just never gonna make it into melee. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. And there's like so many problems. Their impact attack ability's dog shit. It's super bad. It's for some reason strictly worse than Blood Crushers. And that's like already the only good thing on a Blood Crusher datasheet, and Blood Crushers are dramatically higher statted than these dudes are. And then they're also like significantly slower. 3 inches slower and can't advance and charge. Like, are you kidding me? Than a Blood Crusher. And we're comparing them to like a cavalry unit that already has like access to like enormous amounts of maneuverability, that already kind of has problems getting into melee. And we're now going to talk about a unit that's move 7. Like, maybe you rapid ingress them. Like, maybe that's the game plan. But we're rapid ingressing like this. It's like so mediocre, you know. Like, I'm not excited to rapid ingress them. I think you have to get like value, but it's not that great. Yeah, but like Scout is not a threat range extender though. You know what I mean? Like, Scout lets you get into a better position on the first turn, but on turn 2, it doesn't do anything. You're not getting a benefit. So if your opponent's like, okay, you're behind a wall, because I didn't immediately kill the entire unit, and so I'll just be like 10 inches away, and suddenly it's like a 9-inch charge, because you have to go all the way around the wall and then make a charge. And then once you do, because the unit's so big and they have big bases, they're going to be strung out. You're only getting 1 activation for your impact attack, and you're probably getting 3 guys in the melee. Maybe. If you make a super long charge. So, like, even in like a pie-in-the-sky situation, they're not really doing anything. Like, I don't know. Wouldn't you rather wrap it in a crisis suit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's a... Like, you could wrap it in... Sorry, I got a ingrown hair in my lip. It's really annoying me. I apologize. You could wrap it in these Kroot Rampagers, or you could wrap it in like a devilfish full of breachers. You know, to be fair, crisis suits very rarely need to wrap it in grass. The fusion guys might need to, but like there are so many better options, right, of dudes that you could be bringing in than getting these like kind of mediocre melee profiles. Like without +1 AP, they're not really going to hit that hard, even once they get there. Yeah, I don't know. I just think they're really not very good. Which mounted units are better in general in 10th edition? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I think that, like, the way that the game has ended up, I don't even know if it's, like, the mounted keyword in general that's really done it, but the way that the game has ended up being designed has been toxic to the mounted, like, archetype in general. Because just based on, like, the universe, right? Like, we're playing in the destroyed ruins of Gothic cathedrals, and Games Workshop's product releases, which is Destroyed Ruins of Gothic Cathedrals. And then the requirements of competitive play, where you need a bunch of big line of sight blocking terrain features in order to not immediately get killed by optimized lists. Everything's a wall. And so things that can't go through walls don't get into melee without some very specific instances, like very specific abilities. Like they're super tanky, or they're super fast. Like if it's a high base movement, they can advance and charge, they can deep strike, like all this stuff, And a melee unit that can't go through walls and doesn't have any of those effects is just not good. The Rampager special ability is against mobs is really good? Not really. Like, D3 mortal wounds are worse against light targets. Like they're less valuable against large units of guys. It's easier to get multiple models in, but it's not even that great because you're still only going to get a couple dudes in melee unless your opponent just like runs up right to you. In which case, I don't know, sure. If your opponent runs their dudes into your melee unit, then suddenly you're doing okay. Even Thunder Rolls move 10? Yeah. Thunder Rolls move 10 and don't leave home without advance and charge, right? Like, you never play them outside Gladiators or Stormlands. Like, cavalry units in the game right now are unplayed unless they move at least 13 inches. Which is 6 inches longer than Recruit Rampagers move. So, I don't know. Maybe you'll get a good opportunity and you'll be like, all right, we're going to play Search and Destroy. My opponent forward deploys. I'm going to scout. I'm going to move 7. I'm going to charge him with like a 5-inch charge. Let's fucking go. And occasionally that will happen. You get your whole unit to melee and you do 20 mortal wounds. You're going to be like, this is the best thing ever. But I would say 90% of games, your unit will not get into melee and they just won't do anything and then they'll die. But also, maybe they're 20 points. I don't know. I could be totally wrong if they're, like, basically free. If they're just this big bully unit that sits in the middle of the table and is like, I'll kill you if you come in here and I'm free, then, I guess it's fine. But if they don't have that, then I don't know. Just play other stuff. No, chat, it's worse than you think. Let's look at this data sheet. It's not the Blood Crusher ability. It's each model within engagement range. So it's like one dice. How often are you gonna get multiple 50 mil cavalry models within engagement range of your opponent? That's the issue. If they had just, I don't think I would have this discussion if they just had the Blood Crusher ability. But for some reason, they have a strictly worse version that's just really bad. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe they're free. Maybe they're 15 points a model, chat. And suddenly this is like a pretty reasonable profile, but I don't know. If they're, I imagine they're going to be like 45 and they're going to be super garbage. You're going to be like, I could just take a fusion gun crisis suit for that, probably. Does you have the ability to climb through ruins? Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, it's a big gorilla. Make it climb terrain. That'd be sick. Like, I ignore vertical distance when moving over terrain. Fuck yeah, dude. He like just jumps over. I don't know. That'd be so cool too. Go like, it's very evocative. He's like bounding up. King Kong's up there. But no, he's got to move around because he's slow. 130 points for 3. Yeah, 43 points. Yep. Womp. It's a 5-up invuln against ranged attack, 6-up invuln against melee. Yeah. This is not worth 43 points. How many points is Blood Crusher? 45? No, they're cheap. They're 40, right? Blood Crusher's like unironically super undercosted, probably. Oh, God, dude. They're like 37. All right. So assuming that points value is correct, this model is like 10 points less expensive than this model. For a higher toughness, they lose a wound, but they get a 4+ invuln against all attacks. They have a better top profile and a side-graded bottom profile. I guess their bottom profile is much better. So like their melee attacks, I guess on the whole, are probably a little bit better. But then these guys do like dramatically more mortal wounds on the charge, and get +1 to charge, and have a better leadership characteristic, and can deep strike, and then also get all the demon army abilities. So it's like, oh my god. And this is like the bare minimum of what you need to be good as a mounted melee unit. Maybe they're 25 points, chat. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope. Anyway, chat. I think it's enough discussion about Kroot Rampagers being bizarrely underpowered. I think we're going to go ahead and close things out here. Once we get points, I'll probably sort of reanalyze the Codex, maybe make some content about it. But that's all I think I have to say about Tau today. So thanks everyone for coming and hanging out while we talk about the Codex. It's definitely a Codex that they released. Obviously, we don't have all the data sheets. There's a couple of data sheets outstanding, and hopefully those are really good too. So, I don't know. Some of the new detachment stuff is cool. If the Kroot carnivore points value is not correct, I think the Kroot detachment's not too bad. I think the Kalamandra guys are super good, the long spears. And I think that Kroot hounds are really good. And then I think like the Fire Warrior stuff is still fine. And honestly, you can probably just keep playing Mont'ka, or Kauyon, excuse me. And I think Kauyon might unironically be better than like Retaliation Cadre, because if you're not taking too many battle suits, you don't really care that you don't have that many battle suit synergies. If you take like one unit of dudes, like fusion dudes, with Farsight just to blow a tank up once per game, then that's like pretty fine. And then I think you could just play like Hammerheads and Devilfish Breacher teams and stuff like that. Like I don't think the faction, I'm not gonna say, sight unseen that the faction's like dead or anything. I think that they still have most of the good stuff that they had from the previous index, but it relies on points. If we see Breacher teams and stuff get like wildly upcharged, then that would suck. But I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that doesn't happen for the sake of Tau players and the faction being cool. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that, chat. I am going to be live on this channel on Saturday. So that's going to be Saturday. I believe the event starts at 9 a.m. I'll probably be live around 9, maybe closer to 10, depending on when first round pairings go up. But we're going to be streaming the Ides of March GT. That's a 50-man GT up in picturesque Rockport, Maine. It's at like a resort, which is super cool. I'm very excited. Hopefully the ambiance is very nice. But yeah, we should have some good games of 40k. I have heard that a Lionel Johnson is being put on the table in round 1. So we got kind of like a grudge match call out on the first round. So that's what we're going to be streaming. So yeah, I'll be streaming Saturday and Sunday, all that stuff. Next week, I'll probably be a little quiet because I'll be at Adepticon. If you watched my video from this morning, you know why. And that's what's going on. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I'm going to hop off. So cheers, everyone. Remember to keep it classy, folks. Have happy wargaming and all that stuff. And I will see you over the weekend. So cheers.